Have you ever looked around your room, your life, or even your heart, and wondered, why do I still feel so empty when I have so much? You chase, you earn, you collect, and yet, you feel hollow. If that hit you even a little, pause. This video might just shift the direction of your life, especially your love life, your peace, and your power. So make sure to watch till the end, because what I'm about to share can change the way you see everything, including yourself. Before we begin, subscribe to the channel if you're on a path to inner peace and self-mastery, and give this video a like. It tells the algorithm that this message matters. Let's dive in. Let me tell you a story. A friend of mine, Ali, used to live for upgrades. New phone every 6 months, new car every 2 years, a better apartment in a better neighborhood. Each time stretching his budget just a little thinner. His wardrobe screamed designer. His shelves were filled with tech he never used. But every night alone, Ali scrolled Instagram, envying strangers, obsessing over who had more. One day, during a quiet dinner, he broke down. "I have everything I used to want," he said, "but I still don't feel like enough." That right there is the modern disease. Thinking more will finally make us enough. This is where Stoicism enters the scene, not as a philosophy for monks or hermits, but as a lifesaver for people drowning in not enough. What the Stoics knew that we forgot. The Stoics, especially thinkers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, lived in a world not too different from ours. Political chaos, social expectations, human desires. But they understood one powerful truth. The more you desire, the more you suffer. Desire isn't bad, but attachment to it is. The Stoics believed in mastering your desires, not erasing them. They weren't anti-pleasure. They were anti-dependence. You see, wanting less isn't about rejecting the world. It's about no longer letting the world own you. Let's go back to Ali. When he discovered Stoicism, he didn't become a minimalist overnight. He didn't sell all his stuff and move to a cabin. What he did was pause before every purchase. He asked, "Will this add to my life or distract me from it?" He began to understand a Stoic principle known as the dichotomy of control. Some things are within our control, our actions, our thoughts, our desires. Others are not, the opinions of others, external outcomes, even luck. Most of our suffering comes from attaching our happiness to things outside our control. Ali began to want less of what controlled him. Less comparison, less approval, less chaos. And slowly, without even realizing it, he began to live more space, more clarity, more presence, and for the first time in years, he felt enough. How wanting less improves love. Let's talk about relationships. Because Stoicism doesn't just change your mind, it changes your heart. Have you ever loved someone so much it hurt? Not because of love, but because of expectation? Because deep down you were needing them to make you feel enough? This is where many relationships quietly collapse. Not from a lack of love, but from too much attachment. The Stoics practiced something called amor fati, love of fate. To love people not by clinging to them, but by appreciating them fully, in the moment, without fear or control. When you want less from a person, less validation, less reassurance, less performance, you give more room for real love to breathe. Love becomes lighter, stronger, freer. So if your love life has felt like an emotional battlefield, ask yourself, am I wanting too much from someone who was never meant to complete me? Because no one can carry that burden. Not your partner, not your friends, not even your soulmate. One of the boldest Stoic practices was this: expose yourself to discomfort on purpose. Why? Because it reminds you that you need less than you think. Seneca, one of the wealthiest men of his time, used to sleep on the floor once a month. He'd eat only the simplest food and wear the roughest clothes. He'd ask himself, is this what I feared? It wasn't punishment, it was training. Training his mind to be free from fear of loss. Think about that. What would your life look like if you no longer feared going without? If you knew that even stripped down to the basics, you'd still be whole? That's real power, because no one can manipulate someone who's not ruled by desire. You don't chase. You attract. You choose. That's the Stoic superpower. Let's discuss about practical ways to want less and live more. Let's go deeper. You don't have to become a monk. But if you're serious about this transformation, here are a few Stoic practices you can start today. Number 1, practice negative visualization. Each morning or night, imagine losing the things you take for granted. Your health, your loved ones, your comforts. not to depress yourself, but to awaken gratitude, because gratitude kills craving. Number 2, journal your desires. Whenever you feel the urge to buy, chase, or obsess, write it down. Ask, is this coming from peace or from fear? That simple pause rewires your brain. Number 3, delay gratification. When you want something, wait 48 hours before acting. Most cravings vanish in the space of patience. Number 4, reduce one dependence weekly. Pick one thing you rely on: social media, coffee, shopping, attention. Take a break for a day or 2. Observe your reaction. Freedom begins with awareness. Number 5, set inner goals. Instead of aiming for a better job or more followers, aim for inner victories. More patience, more clarity, more calm under pressure. Because that's the kind of wealth no one can take from you. Wanting less isn't about sacrifice. It's about strategy. The Stoics didn't want less to suffer more. They wanted less to suffer less. They weren't weak. They were wise. They understood that the person who can walk away is always stronger than the one who can't. Imagine you walk into a room and you don't need anyone's approval. You scroll through your phone and don't feel envy. You hear no and don't feel destroyed. That's not indifference. That's inner peace, and it comes not from getting everything, but from needing almost nothing. Your power is in the present. There's something beautiful that happens when you stop trying to possess everything. You begin to experience everything. You listen more deeply. You notice small joys. You feel fully alive, not someday but now. When you live by the Stoic art of wanting less, life becomes less about achieving and more about appreciating. You don't wait for peace. You create it. You don't chase happiness. You choose it. And slowly, without even meaning to, you inspire others to do the same. Let this be your turning point. You've made it this far. That tells me something. You're ready. Ready to live more. Not by running faster, but by carrying less. Ready to want less, not because you're settling, but because you're waking up. And ready to love more, not because someone else completes you, but because you've begun to complete yourself. The Stoic path isn't a straight line. It's a quiet revolution, one choice at a time. You don't have to change your whole life overnight. Just your relationship with enough. And when you do that, everything changes. So, are you ready to want less, so you can finally live more? With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.